Is Neve a 1.0 figure or a 2.0 figure? Why is Regarion so much more expensive than all the previous Minotaurs? DorkLair! Direct pre-orders for the Mythic Legions Rising Sons wave ends Sunday, January 14th, after which the standard retail pre-orders will open up. And so I thought I would make a video going over the product and the different prices and help people try to make decisions on, what they want to order. Do they want to order direct? Do you want to order from retailers, and so on. Starting off with the standard figures, there are 4 1.0 body figures. The 1.0 body is the original larger 6-inch body or 6 to 7-inch body. That's their main buck that they use on the majority of the figures. Think about the orcs and the knights and so on, right? So the original 1.0 body, there's 4 figures on that body. First, we have Yoshinai Kari, which is essentially a reuse of the Monkey King figure, which is great to see because those parts are phenomenal. This was my #1 figure last year. So very excited to get another kind of like different take on that armor. It looks great. And again, it comes with great cloth goods and stuff and these really cool, demon head sculpts here. And then the second one we have is Atlas the Conqueror 2, which is a complete redoing of the original Atlas. So all unique parts, all pretty much brand new top to bottom figure. Then we have Broder, shout out to Brad. This is another 1.0 body, classic Viking style barbarian figure here. And then we have Nieve, which answers our question. Nieve is actually a 1.0 figure, so very compatible with all the other figures here in terms of popping and swapping parts and boots and, different things there. So there are your 4 standard 1.0 body figures, and those are direct $37 each. Once they hit retail, they should be $50. And I just want to make a point that my retail prices, I don't actually know what they're going to be. I base this on history, and history says that they're going to be $50. Some of the other figures, I don't quite know where they're going to land price-wise, and I can share guesses, but otherwise I will have question marks there. Then we have 2 standard 2.0 body figures, and the 2.0 body figures were the body that was originally introduced in the advent of decay waves. Think elves, goblins, and so on. And so there are 2 of those in this wave. First up, we have Manisha Cinderhorn, a very welcome return of the Shadow Elves and just a cloth goods extravaganza over here. And then we have Dispatar, another 2.0 figure, and pretty crazy look right here. It's got some scorpion elements and things like that. Definitely a desert assassin type character. And just like the previous 4, these 2 will be $37 each and $50 at retail. So calculate that in and you have 6 standard priced figures in this wave, which is a pretty good amount. So typically there's like maybe 4 standard figures or something. So a very standard $37 heavy wave, which is great because in my opinion, now that they're just packing these $37 standard figures with so much stuff, they are absolute steals in my opinion. These are probably the best value play in the wave are these 6 figures right here, price-wise. Next up, we have 2 sort of deluxe sets that are on the standard 1.0 body. First of all, the Scapular 2 figure is a standard, a standard 1.0 body, but it is deluxe because it comes with parts to switch out and essentially make a whole other character named Emir Kaspar. Shout out to Mike. And this figure will be $48 direct. So definitely a deluxe price there, but well worth it. It just comes loaded with so much stuff. And this should be $60 at retail. The other deluxe 1.0 set is a pair of dwarves, the Exiles Under the Mountain. This set is going to be the one that I think a ton of people order a ton of. Like there's going to be a lot of repeat buying of this set. It's built out as a builder set. It has extra heads and stuff. I don't have them shown here, but this set is $75. So it breaks down to roughly the same price as 2 standard figures, doubled up. And I do think, and this is the set I'm going to be buying multiples of to just build dwarven armies. It's just going to be fantastic. This is the builder set of the wave for sure. Then we have 1 ogre scaled figure, and the reason why Regarion is not the same price as previous Minotaurs is because he is an oversized Minotaur. He's sort of like this new different race of Minotaur, and this one is $60. Very typical of the Ogre Scale to be roughly 60. I think some of them have been 65. I don't 100% know what the retail price is, but I'm guessing it'll be somewhere in that 75 range, maybe $70 to $80. And the final two figures of the wave are two deluxe mounts. First up, we have Scapular's mount, which is Umbra the Unicorn. And this one is going to be $60 direct, and I'm not entirely sure what the retail price is going to be because the comparables are like Boreas the horse, I think was $55 on the pre-order, and then $75 retail. Then you have the Necronominus horses, which were $65 on the direct pre-order and $80 on retail. So it's got to be between $75 and $80. I just don't know which way it's going to swing. If I had to guess, I would say the retail price will be $75 for this one, but I can't be certain. Then we have the Showstopper Bodvar, the Bear, which is the mount for Atlas, and this one comes in at $85 direct, and to me, probably the most accurate comparable would be Slog, because I think Slog was $80 direct and then was $120 retail. So I don't know, maybe Bodvar will be $120 when it's retail. I'm not entirely sure, but that's one of the pricier figures you can get aside from the trolls right here. But still, this thing is massive. I mean, it's practically the size of a troll. I can guarantee you it weighs more than a troll. It might not be volume-wise as big, but those trolls are hollow, and this will be pretty much a solid figure. So yeah, so Bodvar, even though it is pricier, thing is massive, and it's going to be well worth that price. Will it be worth the retail price? Hard to say. I felt like Slog was a little overpriced at that 120 mark, so could be the case here. Could be one of those figures where, maybe lean on this if you want Bodvar, maybe you think about doing a direct pre-order before the timer ends, because it's going to jump up, I would imagine, substantially in the retail price. But again, that's my own speculation. Hopefully it helps you make a decision, but I can't guarantee that that's accurate. And the final two products in the Rising Sons wave are the two weapons packs. First up, we do have the Barbarian weapons pack. This is our first Barbarian weapons pack, and it is just loaded with so many awesome weapons with highly detailed paint. These are next level kinds of weapons packs here. And then the second one is the Dwarf Weapons Pack 2. And again, tons of awesome pieces in there. And for $20 direct, the price is amazing. Even the $30 retail price on this, when you go like per weapon price, it's a great price. And finally, we do have an all-in option, and that is going to give you a discounted price, but you also this time get a bonus head, and that is this dwarf head sculpt. So this deco will be exclusive to the all-in. So the only way you can get this head, this deco, will be by buying an all-in set direct from Four Horsemen, which will be $590 if you add up all 11 items. But there is a discount for the all-in, which is $550, so $40 off, which is essentially the price of a standard figure. And not only that, but you get that extra head sculpt. Whereas if you were to buy all 11 at retail, it'd be $750 or so. And again, that's just my guess based on some of my estimates and stuff, but probably at least $750. I went a little bit low on my estimate there. And then not only that, but if you wanted that dwarf head, you'd be adding probably additional $10 because that's going to be a separate item on the sites for retailers. Finally, a few thoughts when you're deciding to order direct versus retail. One thing to consider is that direct orders are going to most directly support Four Horsemen, and it's going to really show them the true interest of the line and the wave. So that's really one awesome benefit of ordering direct. But at the same time, you do have to pay up front, and there are retailers who will just take a small deposit or won't even charge you anything up front, and you don't have to pay till it ships. So there's kind of a give and take, and you're going to want to think of all of those options. Like, for example, the shipping and the tax, right? Does Four Horsemen charge you shipping and tax? Throw them in your cart and try it out and see how it is. Like, if you're going to throw one $37 figure in your cart and you're going to be charged 10% tax, bringing it up to $40, and then you're going to be charged another $12, $15, sometimes possibly even more, it might be already up to that $50 mark. And so one single figure might be the same price as ordering retail. But then again, just look at that direct versus retail price. When you look at the bundle, that's a $200 difference. So if you're ordering a lot of figures, I think direct really is the way to go if your primary goal is to save as much money as possible. But again, you're getting charged up front. So you got to weigh your options. You got to play with your cart, mess around with shipping, see how much things are. Just go to like some of the other retailers and look at the past figures and see which retailers maybe have free shipping or things like that, and kind of plan ahead. But yeah, I think you don't want to just automatically jump to one or the other necessarily. Of course, again, unless you want to go for the ultimate support, which is ordering direct really is the best way to support Four Horsemen and to help them figure out the demand for the wave overall. And then as far as my own order goes, I'll share that. I am definitely going all in. I pretty much go all in every time now. And then I usually order a few extras. And that's the fun part, is trying to figure out which extras I want. I typically don't get too many extra mounts or larger scale figures or anything like that. But I do like building out builders, and just having extra parts for builders and part swapping. And so I think the best ones for swaps and stuff are going to be Broder, the Viking style character, and the two dwarves, the dwarf 2-pack. I think those are going to be the most fun for me in terms of popping and swapping. So I'll probably get a couple extra of those, and then I'll probably get an extra of the Shadow Elf, because that is the gold mine for cloth goods of this wave. I think that's going to be a fantastic one for cloth goods. Obviously, the Emir is great for cloth goods as well, so I might get an extra Emir or Scapular too, because it's just, again, the loaded figures are fun because you can always pull parts off and get creative, do pop and swaps, and make new characters. So that's my video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, may the Force be with you.